Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today I want to talk about Seth Rogan because he can't stop posting the good old-fashioned cringe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to start this entire thing off with, I don't want to jump into this as a giant Seth Rogan bash-off. I'm not, frankly, one of the culture people on the internet. I don't really talk about TVs and movies all that much, unless you get me going, okay? If you want me to talk about the movie Hackers from 1995, oh, I am ready. You want me to talk about Strange Days? I'm ready! But, you know, I was watching something on the last couple days that absolutely blew my mind. And this was a show known as Santa Inc. For those of you who don't know what Santa Inc. is, it's a pretty, interesting show by HBO Max, where, I'll start off with the positives. It's got good animation. But one of the things that I found immediately that absolutely threw me off was this frame right here, where it's set from the creators of Sausage Party. Now, I have never met somebody that ever laughed at the movie Sausage Party. I don't think that person exists. I have never actually seen a joke in that worth laughing. In fact, I once heard that at Area 51, US Navy SEALs were once practicing with dead bodies to see if they could actually revive the dead, bring them back to life. They would literally have 20 hours of this movie playing from what I heard, and eventually the dead would come back just to turn the TV off and die again. That's how wild Sausage Party's unfunny levels had gotten. Now, to understand, when I was watching this trailer for Santa Inc., basically the entire premise of it is, vulgarity, Santa said a naughty word, oh boy, you want to see some elf titty? That's pretty much how it went down with, and generally one of the things that absolutely blew somebody's mind away was the idea of it being a little bit politicized to the point where they were definitely hitting all those notes. Frankly, when you politicize a show, 50% of the audience is going to be completely hating it, while 50% of the audience might hit or miss. Unfortunately, in Santa Inc.'s case, it did not hit. We have tried to identify the funny. I could not identify the funny. And trust me, I paid some good old Fiverr scientists to help me out. Now, unlike some of the people who were just here to bash on the show, I tried giving it a watch. And, I couldn't make it through. I really couldn't, okay? It's like playing Where's Waldo to the extreme, but trying to identify the funny. I guess the funniest thing about the show is maybe the reindeer on meth or something, or speed. I have no clue. That's the only thing funny that I found. But Seth Rogen has been pretty hard in defending this show, to the point where, let's just go over the Rotten Tomatoes rating, okay, just to really settle it in. It's currently got a 4% audience score. Now, generally, I don't really believe these audience scores. I mean, let me just put on Terminator Genesis, okay, just to really show you what the audience score means, okay? Terminator Genesis, 52% of the audience liked this dog shit of a movie, okay? This is not a good Terminator movie, and I can talk to you for a million hours about it. But 4% of the audience, I guess, liked it, all right, while the rest disliked it. Now, it actually has no critic ratings, and I wonder why. It would require the critics to actually sit down and watch through this gauntlet of unfunny, which I would say most people couldn't. Now, if you look at the fact that it's got 800,000 views, it's got 3,900 dislikes. God, oh lordy! Well, I wish I could see the dislike button. Apparently, through extensions, it seems as though this is 130,000 dislikes. It's really not so much a ratio as it is a complete flip, like some Fortnite Season 3 shit, okay? This is crazy. This is crazy wild. Now, what does Seth Rogen, the guru of comedy himself and the master of marijuana, think about the people who dislike Santa Inc.? Well, let me read this in Twitter space. We really pissed off tens of thousands of white supremacists with our new show, Santa Inc., which is now available on HBO Max. Oh, whoa, what a... Man, that thing went 0 to 150 faster than a fucking Ferrari. Now, it's interesting. You could really apply that to anything. You don't like some ordinary gamers? Well, I guess you're just a goddamn white supremacist there, buddy. You see, this is like a really weird take to have. I mean, it couldn't be something as simple as this was a off-brand robot chicken. Maybe it was just unfunny. Maybe the jokes didn't land. Nah, let's go with the prior example, I guess. Now, of course, every time this show got re-uploaded, the trailer, the entire comment section, because of some of the jokes made in the trailer, has been absolutely taken over by, like, anti-Semites, okay? Like, there are people making full-on anti-Semitic jokes in this, to the point where they're, like, replacing the word Jews with, like, elves, and it's just a wild situation, completely uncondonable. Like, if you're gonna, like, that's not funny, okay? The racism isn't funny. You don't need to do that to counter Seth Rogen, okay? Seth Rogen's unfunny basically cancels anything out. So you don't have to jump onto the trend there. I'm just saying. Now, we decided to look further into the cringe, and this actually dates back a few weeks to the point where I came across Seth Rogen's weird tweets regarding car theft in Los Angeles. Now, I made this one post on Twitter that says, "You should never tolerate someone busting into your car and stealing your belongings, Lamau." Now, that's a brave and very strong take. Obviously something that I think Seth Rogen may not necessarily agree with. But to understand, okay, I think Twitter is a net negative, okay? If you tweet too much, all right, you're only digging yourself a grave. It's not like you can make cash off Twitter. It's not like you can make a positive impression on Twitter. Twitter's literally just a giant hellhole. I jump onto this to shitpost and post a selfie every once in a while. If I was to actually tweet like Seth Rogen, I think I would be even unfunnier than this guy. So let's go over this real quick. This is the best set of tweets you'll ever read. So Casey Neistat says, "So our cars got robbed this morning because Los Angeles is a crime-ridden third world shithole of a city, but tremendous appreciation and gratitude to the hardworking officers at LAPD West Los Angeles, who not only arrested the motherfucker, but they got all of our stolen goods back." A little bit of a passive-aggressive tweet by Casey Neistat. I mean, it's pretty heavy to call Los Angeles a third world shithole. Look, the events of Blade Runner haven't happened yet, Casey. Okay, we got a while to wait. Come on now. Seth Rogen chimes into this and says, "Dude, I've lived here for over 20 years. You're nuts, haha. It's lovely here. Don't leave anything valuable in it. It's called living in a big city." As if living in a big city is somehow par for the course of getting robbed. Seth, I've lived in Toronto basically all my life, and I recently parked my car at Jane and Finch, a notorious shithole of Toronto. And I haven't had it broken into. I might have come across a raid boss crackhead, but my car has never been broken into. You understand? Like, it's not really so much living in a... I've even parked my car in New York City and haven't had it broken into. So this isn't like living in a big city. This is just excusing something that never should have happened. To which Casey says, "I can still be mad though, right? Feel so violated." I agree with Casey. You can still be mad if somebody broke into your car. I mean, I would feel violated too if somebody broke into my car and stole anything. I think it's a natural feeling. Seth Rogen says, "You can be mad." Thank you, Seth. I'm glad I can feel that way, but I guess I don't personally view my car as an extension of myself, and I've never really felt violated any of the 15 or so times my car was broken into. Hold up there, Chief. 15? Whoa! Getting your car broken into once is bad, twice is bad, 3 times is really bad. 15? What are you trying to rack up a world record right there, dude? Where do you leave your car unparked, my man? Shit. Once a guy accidentally left a cool knife in my car, so if it keeps happening, you might get a little treat. I thought initially he was joking, but Seth, you do realize that knife could potentially be Exhibit A in a courtroom somewhere? I don't think they're all necessarily gifts, but you do you, King. Casey says, "I didn't get any treats. He just took the decorations for my daughter's 7th birthday party and left bloody handprints. Serious question, how did you get your car broken into 15 times?" Now, I want to know the story more about this. I mean, the fact that this guy stole birthday party presents and also had bloody handprints, where did you get the bloody handprints from? Did you just facepalm the window and just cut your hand all over? I don't know. But Casey asks, "Where did you get your car broken into 15 times?" It's a very valid question. I want to know. Seth Rogen says, "I lived in West Hollywood for 20 years and parked on the street." This I could actually believe. When we went to LA, just for the weekend, me, Nexpo, and the guys, we had a literal raid boss crackhead washing his asshole outside the Airbnb we stayed in West Hollywood. I can almost assure you there's some wild shenanigans happening there. Now, I don't understand why Seth Rogen would leave his car parked outside on the street. If if he's even broken into more than once. But I guess if you're worth millions of dollars, replacing things is normal. And to understand, I also think that Seth Rogen's never worked a job. Because have you ever had somebody break into your car and steal your wallet? It's not so much the credit cards that I'm worried about, because those can always be canceled. Even the cash is not that big of a deal. But when they steal like a security badge for work, that's a headache right there, Seth. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe that's why people stress out a little bit more. But I guess when you can be this out of touch, what does it really matter? Also, it sucks your shit was stolen, but LA is not some shithole city. As far as big cities go, it has a lot going for it. To which somebody like retweets the homeless population over there, which that's true. Okay, by the way, like we have homelessness in Toronto, but over in Los Angeles, they're playing like Minecraft on the streets. It's actually kind of really sad watching it. But to look at Seth Rogen's question, I guess Los Angeles isn't some shithole city. I can't fathom defending my city if my car was broken into 15 times. I'm just saying, bro. It's a little insane. But you know, it is what it is, okay? I think Seth Rogen's posting a bit too much cringe for anybody's liking. And you know, to be honest with you, I think I don't want to join the whole bandwagon of Seth Rogen was never funny. I think Seth Rogen had funny movies. You know, Superbad is hilarious. Him and Bill Hader are probably some of the best movie cops I've ever seen. You know, if I add the fact up, anything he does with James Franco still elicits a chuckle out of me. I think Seth Rogen's a funny guy. I don't think anybody can sit there and say Seth Rogen was always painfully unfucking funny. You know, you might agree with that, but we'll have to agree to disagree, okay? I'm not going to sit here and be a Seth hater, okay? But I can criticize a man for making some pretty smooth brain takes every once in a while. And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I'm out. Take care.